Back on the Toffee TV, here is the match reaction. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Everton 0. What a dreadful game that was. The Blues obviously suffering with a lot of injuries. 8 players out of the first team squad tonight, but that can't be used as an excuse. The performance was shocking, really, in terms of an attacking sense. Just no clue, really, what to do when we had the ball. Just a real poor performance. Obviously, the manager was dealt a blow before the game. No Allen still. Dominic Calvert-Lewin ruled out as well. And obviously, looking at the side and Jean-Philippe Gbamin, that news over the weekend, which was a real letdown as well. You know, we were looking forward to seeing him for the last few games of the season. Looks like he's out for the rest of the season. Josh King, who hasn't been able to catch a break really since he come to Everton, hasn't had any game time. Tonight he would have played, but he was injured. So, you know, real injury problems for Everton, which, I mean, to be fair, hasn't been spoke about anywhere near enough. Not like another team not too far away that bleat and moan about 2 injuries that they've had all season. But by the same token, you still should be able to pass a football and actually threaten a team and look like you want to score goals. It's your job to be able to kick a ball at a goal, and Everton just aren't very good at it. The first half, I thought they knocked it about okay. Brighton are a good football side, we know that, but they're not very good in the final third, hence probably why they're where they are. But Everton, we turned into kind of them at times. We knocked it around okay and got into some decent positions, but the final ball was just poor, or our decision making was poor. And then the longer the first half went on, we started giving them opportunities by giving the ball away, letting them break on us, you know, and that's the frustrating thing. You know, we had Mason Holgate in midfield. The manager tried something different. I thought he was one of Everton's better players tonight. Him and James, I thought, really. Although James wasn't in it as much as I'd have liked him to be, he was still the one who you thought when he got hold of the ball that he would do something with it. But there's no way out. When you're watching Everton at the moment, or certainly my perspective is, the football at the moment's just very similar to what it was like under Sam Allardyce. And I have to say that it's just poor. We've had 1 shot on target tonight. You know, and that's the frustrating thing. There's no kind of identity. We don't play in a particular way. The squad has got no pace in it, no goals in it. Even with the players, even if we'd have had most of our players fit, that squad is still missing energy and players who can do something and make runs. And that's the key areas. And, you know, this squad has cost a lot of money to put together. And yet there's massive holes in it. And that's the frustration. That's the issue. And it's got to be addressed this summer. And if we can't get it right this summer, then there's got to be questions asked, because it's blatantly obvious what Everton need. They haven't got players that can compete with most of the teams in this league at times in terms of, you know, fitness, in terms of quickness, in terms of athleticism. And that's why the Gbamin thing's a bit of a hammer blow. And, you know, Brighton, Basuma in midfield, who was very good, you know, he's got that athleticism, can get around a pitch. But even people like Lallana, who's coming to the twilight of his career, was leaving our midfielders for dead at times. And it's really frustrating to watch. They got in at 0-0. Nothing had really happened from either team. Brighton, like I said, good up until the final third. Nothing really in the final third. And that carried on in the second half. They had more of possession. They were shooting from angles where you were never worried. And he just didn't... I wasn't convinced that they'd score a goal, to be honest, because a lot of the play breaks down around the edge of the box. If he could get a good striker, and it's difficult because obviously good strikers cost a lot of money, but they'd be a much stronger team. As far as we were concerned, we offered nothing in the second half. Every time we got into that last bit of the play where it's about a through ball or a cross, we hit a defender or we give the ball away. The manager made probably the only real change he could make. He brought Alex Iwobi on. We lost another player. Yerry Mina went off injured. Iwobi come on, and he had probably Everton's best chance in the whole game, I would suggest. And he blazed it over. Cut inside. He just got to hit the target, and he skied it. And that kind of summed up Everton's attacking options tonight. There was a Premier League debut for Nathan Broadhead, but he got 3 minutes. He couldn't do anything. And at the other end, Brighton Maupay, I think, squandered their best opportunity, hammering it over when he should have really used his left foot. And that was it, 0-0. Everton team that had 6 defenders in was always going to be. With that, looks very unlikely Everton will get into Europe now, because I just can't see where they're going to start winning games of football. They just have Burnley, Palace and Brighton only taking 2 points. So other teams are winning games, and they're winning games against difficult teams. We've now got Spurs and Arsenal coming up, and 2 difficult games. So looking at the way they played tonight, even with Alan and Dominic Calvert-Lewin back, we just don't create chances. And so how can you win games of football? You look at that top 8, Everton are 8th at the moment. You know, they blew one of the games in hand to get themselves back into it. You look at that top 8 at the moment, Everton's goal difference is +3. Says it all. Everyone else is 15, 17, 19. Ours is 3. No goals in the team. Without the front 2. When the front 2 don't score, we don't score. So that's the problem. The man of the match, Mason Holgate, because there probably wasn't that many good performances anyway. I thought he did well in midfield, and or he competed. He'd done all right when he went into the back 3. So yeah, best of a bad bunch. 0-0, didn't lose, 2 games unbeaten. That's the positive spin on it. I've already said the negative side, and a lot of work to do this summer to make this team even look like a football team that can play attacking football, because at the moment it just looks like a defensive side that is just trying to grind out results. So, and I might be being harsh, but it's becoming boring watching them. So what can you say? 0-0, and yeah, not very good. That's my match reaction. See you later.